depending on how complex is your source object, generating on skinnings for it may introduce some evaluation time for it. So what if we could use simple objects instead of our character itself? So let's take a look how that could be done with a new functionality in 3D on skinning. So for now, let's bypass our original character, so nothing going to be generated, and let's start using this simple geometry here. If you have already created objects, you can simply enter your character rig, select the bone you want to assign it to, and then you can the selected object to the selected bone, and when you select that object goes directly to the bone you want to assign that to. So if you want to duplicate to the other foot, you can simply duplicate your object, and now we see foot 1 here in the list of source. You can now select the other bone you want to attach that to, and you clicking this highlighted icon, you're going to release that object, and as I already have the target bone selected, and now I'm going to click here, the duplicated object goes to the exactly same position. What if you don't have these simple objects and you want to create that? So let's take a look at this rig and see, for example, I want to have an object to the thigh bone. You can create an object from here, from this menu. For example, I want to create a cylinder. So the cylinder is super big at the moment, but you have this menu where you can decide the radius and the depth, and also the amount of vertices you want for that simple geometry. I will leave at 8, and rotation, location, you may want to adjust manually. So it's already in edit mode. You can see that if I rotate 90 degrees into the x-axis, I'm going to have this bone starting to get aligned, and I'm going to decrease the size, and I know that I can now position however I want. So I want to position just like that, and this face can align with the tip, and I can scale it down, or I can scale that up. So you can basically edit this object however you want. So now I have this cylinder, I can rename that thigh, and now I could use the same object to the shin. Let's take a look. I could duplicate this one, and I'm going to release that. So here is the object, released, not constrained to any bone. And I can select the target bone and then simply hit this button, which will assign that object to this selected bone. And here I can do the adjustments myself. So I want to make this a little bit smaller here and adjust this face. Just like that, you have already the shin. You can do for the other side the same way. Simply duplicate this bone and then select the target bone, release and attach. You can do the same here. Duplicate, select the bone, release and attach. And here I can keep going like that until I have all the main objects target to it. For example, this stomach-like object right here. Let's take a look. It could go to this one. So I can come here and select that object to the selected bone. And here I am in edit mode. I could do my editings. I will leave as it is. And I can keep going to the other ones. This one could go to this bone. And this one can go to this bone, I believe. Yeah. And the head, I can come here. Here I am. And I can keep going with the arm. So let's take a look. Here I am. These ones are already basically added to fit this rig. And I have this palm. Let's select this bone. And then we are building our basic shapes onion skinning sources. If you don't have any object pre-selected and you click this button, a pop-up will appear and say, would you like to copy the transformations from that bone for this object? But which bone would you like? I would like the deformation forearm.l bone, and click OK. So there we go. And same for this hand. If I come here and check the name of this bone, if I don't have anything selected and click, it will appear, and then I can say go to that bone, and here I am. So there are a couple ways to achieve that, depending if you have anything selected or not. Now you have your super performant onion skinning source objects that take just a couple milliseconds to generate, to synchronize, to evaluate. And of course, if I bring here my outliner, I can also show my original object. This is my original character that I'm interested in watching, and I could hide my onion skinning sources. If I come here and hide these ones, don't forget to show this one, I can very nicely work on my animation and generate my onion skinning in a very performant way. Super cool, super nice, very efficient.